David Menzies for Rebel News here in North Toronto. And folks, I'm standing outside the Canadian headquarters of the Tangerine Bank, and I am a Tangerine customer, and recently my statement arrived. I earned $2.80 in interest in 2023, but get this, all that interest and a chunk of the principal was eaten up with a $20 charge. And the reason I was being dinged $20, it was to pay for a, quote, yearly dormancy fee, end quote. In any event, I was a little perturbed by this transaction in the negative, so I reached out to Tangerine. Here were my 3 questions. 1, given that my banking with Tangerine is exclusively done online, what is the cost, if any, that Tangerine is hoping to recoup with such a fee? 2, years ago, the law was changed with regard to retailer gift cards charging so-called monthly maintenance fees. This is no longer allowed. Are similar fees being charged by banks allowed? And if so, what is the difference? And 3, I never did open a Tangerine Bank account to begin with. My original relationship was with ING Direct. I understand the parent company of Tangerine Bank is the Bank of Nova Scotia, which acquired ING Direct Canada in 2012. Did ING Direct charge its customers a yearly dormancy fee as well? Because I can tell you folks, I never remember as an original ING customer getting such a so-called dormancy fee applied against my bank account. Now, to be honest, Tangerine didn't really directly answer my questions, but a customer service rep did call me, and to their credit, they are going to waive that $20 dormancy fee, but it was made clear that's a one-time courtesy. So if I don't do some activity on my account, I will be dinged with it in for this year. But here's the thing, why? I mean, it's not as though we're in some kind of Charles Dickens world where there's all these people with fountain pens going through ledgers. There's no labor costs. There's no operating costs. It's just a line item on a data bank. I don't understand where Tangerine is getting dinged for any cost whatsoever. And the other thing, as I mentioned, the bank is now owned by Scotiabank. When Scotiabank acquired ING Canada, they rebranded it as Tangerine. Don't know why you'd call a bank after a piece of fruit, but that's their business. And you may recall from previous reports the last couple of years, folks, Scotiabank has been very much cancel culture when it comes to banking. We have had 2 cases where Scotiabank canceled the accounts of customers, good customers, because they were asking impolite questions of the bank's DEI policy and the Pride policy. It's absolutely stunning. And let's not forget for a moment that Scotiabank was part of the greatest banking disgrace in Canada. I'm talking about 2022, when the Freedom Convoy was in Ottawa, and Canada's big banks en masse canceled, or rather froze, the bank accounts of all those people who made a donation to the Freedom Convoy. Where are our rights as banking customers? How dare they determine where and how and when we will spend our money? So Scotiabank was part of that cabal. So in any event, if Tangerine Bank was trying to get my attention, they succeeded. And what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to borrow a strategy from that lovable loser, George Costanza, from Seinfeld. In particular, I'm referring to this classic scene. Check it out.
So I'm afraid that I am going to have to break up with you.
You're breaking up with me?
Yes. I am breaking up with you.
Wow.
Shocked?
I really am.
Never expected this, did you?
I thought everything was fine.
Well, live and learn.
Yeah, the preemptive breakup, which is to say, folks, I'm going to cancel my Tangerine Bank account. I'm going to take that money and I'm going to stick it under my mattress. And you want to know something? I'll be ahead of the game, which is to say, if I left my account at Tangerine dormant for 15 years, well, by 2039, I would have precisely zero in my Tangerine Bank account. Heck, I might even owe the bank a couple of bucks, and that is not going to happen. So to be clear, Tangerine Bank, I am breaking up with you. How does it feel? For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. You know, folks, you know what's different between Rebel News and the mainstream media? I don't think you'd see a mainstream media outlet running a story like that. Why? Well, the banks are advertisers on mainstream media, and we know going back to 2022 when the banks froze the bank accounts of millions of Canadians, the mainstream media covered it like they were cheerleaders. What a disgrace. But you know what, folks? We need your help to bring you the other side of the story. If you can, please go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.